Hey there, this is Tim, and in this video I'm going to go over my last 30 eBay sales. Actually, I have a bit more this time, more like 40, so a couple of bonus ones. Along with Kelly, we're Paragon Partners, and we do a lot of selling on eBay. Here's our last 30 days average. If you've been following us, you can see that we're up. End of summer, we hit a high point of about 20,000, then it dipped down. We're at 13,000 at one point. Now I'm up. I sold a lot of expensive items, which you'll see in this video. First one, this one sold within less than 24 hours. And I bought this at an auction just for a couple of bucks. And I knew that these sold well. Actually, I sold one on Amazon that was new in box, and that did all right. I looked it up, and they go for like 35 to 45, and I got the $30 out of this one. So I'm happy with it. This one I sold on consignment on behalf of one of my customers. Not quite sure what it was, but you can see we put it up for auction. We got our $78, so I was happy with it. Man, we got a whole big box of these tubes. This is kind of a big surplus sale. So I'm finally starting to get down and sell these lights. So I just been putting them out in small lots. One of the bummers is this whole light category. It's dominated by free shipping, so I have to give that as well. I'm not making any money on the shipping or any cost participation on it. It's all me. These are some USB monitors. Actually, I have one of these. I plug into my laptop, and sometimes I'll watch a video on the laptop while I'm doing some work in the main screen. Now, I took a best offer on these of $15, but what's interesting is that neither of these were working. And I sold a previous slot of like about 4 of these not working, and I got like about 50 bucks for them. So I'm surprised that even not working, I'm still able to extract a little money out of them. Oh man, this is the first time I've sold one of these. So one of my consigners, he runs an adult daycare facility. So of course the guy has adult diapers. So he's got all these new in-box diapers. And unfortunately, I can't sell these on Amazon because it's rated as a healthcare product. So I've been putting it on eBay. Well, my partner tells me people buy these. Typically, they get medical and insurance subsidies, so they're not interested in paying full retail price. So even though I have them listed at an attractive price, they're just not selling. This one, yeah, I got the whole $15 for it. Just the minor Bluetooth speaker for the iPhone. This one, new in box, the wireless module. And I was happy with the price. The guy who he bought it full price, he said you have to ship it priority instead of economy, and that was his stipulation. So I went ahead and did it, spent a bit more. No wonder why. The guy lived in Hawaii. He didn't want to wait forever for first class. So that one worked out. Here's 2 old bows. I sold these for $20, and I bought them for $5 each. So they're old fiberglass vintage bows, no string, and they're a pain to ship as well. I don't think I should have forgotten these. Here's another one. If you follow me on my other auctions, you know that when I sell something at 99 cents, that's its last step before it goes to the thrift store. So I had this printer ink. I just been loading it up. This is the last of it to go. And printer ink, I'm getting a little turned off by this category because there's so much cheapy Chinese ink that's new that is also free shipping. And it's really commoditized, so it's difficult to make money in this category. This is another device. I did get the full 20, and this was sold on consignment. I would have gotten more, but it had no power supply with it. This one, man, I took a hit on this one. So this was, my partner got this some time ago, new in box, still with the shrink wrap on it. It's an architecture kit where you go ahead and you build the bridge. We thought we could sell it on Amazon. So I started to list it on Amazon. And if I could have, I went up for 25, 30 bucks. But when I put it on Amazon, I wanted to see the safety data product sheet. And of course, you know that's a killer. And was never put out for this, nor is the company still around. So I went ahead and put it on eBay. So I had priced this as free shipping with the shipping built into the price. So it wasn't selling. So my partner, he lowered it down to 99 cents. However, he forgot that there was free shipping. There was communication between us. So I ended up selling it 99 cents with free shipping. And I spent like $8 to ship it. So obviously I didn't make any money on this one. You've been following me. You know I've been selling a big batch of these radios. I keep on selling onesies and twosies. And here's another one that came out. Also, these some more dead Apple products. I bought a huge lot of these Apple products. I grouped them as well as possible. Now I'm down to the last ones. But these are just dead products that didn't power up. And, of course, they still have value. Now, I got a good lot of these printers. I'm going to start putting them on. Now, I don't have any cable or power supply for them, so that devalues it. But what happens is people, they already have the full setup. The printer stops working and just want the printer replacement. And so they go ahead and they get this. And that actually works pretty well. I sold this in less than 24 hours. I took a $35 best offer on this one. This had a bit more value because it had the auto rewinder on it, but no lens. And it was an all 35mm camera. And I got this out of a lot. This is the last one I bought privately for some individual. I bought this whole camera collection for $40. It wasn't a big camera collection. Probably less, about a dozen components in all. But I probably made like $200 on that $40 purchase by now. This one was a roundabout way. The buyer, I had this best offer, buy it now, and he bought it for $25. But then he went ahead and he canceled it. He said, go ahead and relist it. There's miscommunication when it was relisted. It was relisted as an auction for $12.99 instead. So they went ahead and he bid on the auction. Of course, he was the only one. So he went ahead and won it at a lower price. So I took a small hit on this one. This one, I was surprised it did so well. This DVD VHS combo. Of course, I've sold these before, and usually I get in the $20 to $30 range, but this one did better. Now, here's the big one. You can take a look at the price. So, this I sold on consignment for a customer, and I really didn't research this beforehand because I was thinking, oh, it's just another CD player, and of course, it really took off. Now in retrospect, I wish I would have looked into this one a bit more, so I could have added more facts to the listing. Here's another DVD recorder. Of course, this one I was surprised it did as well. On $41, it was for parts. It had no plug in it. The plug was cut off. So I thought it'd be $9.99, but I got a bit more out of it than I expected. Here's another one I sold on consignment. I got the $50 on this. Blu-ray player, and of course, always having the remote control helps. This one my partner got some time ago out of a Goodwill purchase. And I've sold these memory cards before, and they've been hot and cold on me. I've sold some, but I've had some other good memory cards new in box that I couldn't even sell for 99 cents. So I wasn't going to take the time to group all of these. Reading the serial numbers, oh, that can be a pain. So I just put them all together, and these do have scrap value for gold, which I believe is what somebody wanted. So we got the whole lot out of there. This one, I took a $20 best offer on it. This one I've had floating around for about 2 months. It's an expired safety buoy for a boat. And I bought this, I think, for about $8 in an auction. So I made money, but not a lot. This one I was surprised on. So this came out of a big surplus lot that we purchased. And it's an old dot matrix printer. And I thought, oh man, this thing is vintage 80s technology. So I didn't have high hopes for it. So I went ahead and I listed it, or I put it up, and I saw that people were actually selling these in around the $100 range. So I said, well, okay, I'll try it. So I put it up for $100, and I got a $75 offer on it. So I went ahead and I took that. And the guy who bought it, he's actually a computer vendor, and this was a blind ship to one of his customers. So I went ahead and did it on his behalf. So I was glad to make that connection. Here's the sound bar. This is actually a bit on the lower end. If it had been a Bose, of course, it would have went for a lot more. And man, this thing was another pain to wrap. Here's an Apple that I sold on consignment. I'll go to the next one. Here's the second one that I sold. And you can see I did better on this one. Now, this was a pain because this is working from the model number, and to look up all the specs did take some technical resources to get it right. Of course, there's more I wish I would have listed, but I did pretty well on both of these. Now, this one, I had picked this up just for a couple of bucks on an auction, and now realizing what it was, I'm going to pay more attention to this, because what people want are not the device but the tubes. This is some sort of handmade device. I don't know what it was. And actually, one of my workers, he's a vintage ham guy, and so he goes ape nuts over all this. So he just loved it. He wrote up the description for me. So I put this online at a 1999 auction because I didn't realize what it was. And somebody made me a $300 offer. And I said, zing. So I went ahead and I took it. Well, then he was a deadbeat buyer. He never paid or came through. So I said, eh. So I went ahead, relisted at 1999, and you can see I got over $100 for it. Now, when I packed this, I had to take out each of those tubes, wrap them individually, put them in their own box, and put the whole thing in yet another box. So the packing job on this was a good 90 minutes. So I paid for it in labor that way. But still, I was surprised at it. So anything I'm seeing with vacuum tubes, I'm paying attention to now. These are radio cards that come from ham operators. And a whole big stack. And I've actually done better on these. I know they sell, but I thought I would have done a bit more. What was interesting was when I bought the slot, I got somebody's personal photos from the service in Iraq in 1991. And I wasn't expecting it. And that went for $10. So, and I got this whole lot for like about $3. So that helped increase the value of the whole lot. And overall, I was happy with this. This my partner provided. It was a good iron. Generally, I'm skeptical on these household appliances because you get them so cheap at thrift stores. You get this one to been like $5.99 at the thrift store, but this had some other features which made it attractive, and I got the full 25 for it. This is a charger I sold on consignment, and I got the full 25. And this is the first time I've done this well. I've bought these chargers before, but I've always gotten them at the thrift store where I'm paying like $3 to $4 each. And usually I'm able to flip them for like about 10 to 15. So at that range, I was kind of lukewarm on them. But this one, I believe, since it's more of a brand name, and I believe this was new out of box, I got 25. So it was good on that price. This is a motherboard, and man, I've had problems on these motherboards. See, again, I have difficulty expressing the technical parameters of this. The people want to know the chip speed, the memory speed, items about the video components. So I have difficulty giving a good and accurate description of it. So it may have went for lower than it deserved. Here's another one of those radios that sold. You've heard my story. I bought a bunch of these from a Russian guy who was parting out his eBay store. And these have been, I've been selling a couple of these per week. I think I already covered the soundbar, actually. Oh, so my partner, he got this years ago out of a Goodwill or thrift store. So I put the whole thing up at $39.99. And at auction, you can see it went for $46, so not bad for a thrift store buy. This one actually came out of my place. I was using it for a while, so I went ahead and I got the unit itself off a surplus sale. And I thought, well, I might as well listen to what's going on in my police in the area. So I already had a power adapter, but it didn't have an antenna. So I went ahead and bought the antenna on eBay for something like $8-9. So I was listening to the police and fire, but after a while, it was just kind of a big pain. And everybody in the Facebook group, anyway, there were other people listening to their scanners. When something important came up, they would just put a Facebook notice out. And I found that a lot more convenient. So I said, I'm not using this. I'll go ahead, I'll put it online. Someone offered me $20, so I went ahead and took it. Oh, this is my last one. So I bought a big lot of these, about 30 of them. And I paid like I averaged like $7 each. and I'm a little disappointed. I haven't sold as many of these as I would have liked. I'm selling like one a month, which isn't a very good pace. Now, that said, I am getting good money out of them, and I will make money overall. But these, first of all, they take time because I have to clean it up. And then they just have a bunch of numbers on the back, so you have to do research on the numbers to line up to the vehicle. And then on top of that, they're a pain to ship. So all in all, these take a lot more labor. Hopefully the other ones will start to sell soon. Anyway, that's it. If you have any thoughts, feedback, or can leave us a comment, that'd be very much appreciated. Cheers.